A very good morning, students. Today we will see the history subject. In that, lesson number 5, religious trend in ancient India. In previous chapter, we have learned more about the Vedic civilization. Now, in this chapter, we will see how the religious trends in ancient, that is in all India, have taken place. Now, this is the religious system, different trends we are going to that were seen in the ancient India times. Now, religious trend in ancient India. So in this chapter we are going to cover all these 6 points. First one is Jainism, second one Buddhism, third one Judaism, fourth one Christianity, fifth one Islam, sixth one Zoroastrianism. So all these 6 points we are going to cover. So first one, let us see Jainism. Now these are the points we are going to cover: Jainism, Buddhism, Judaism, Christianity, Islam and Zoroastrianism. Towards the end of the Vedic period, the minor details of yajna rites acquired undue importance. Undue means extreme importance. Only the priestly class had knowledge of those details. Others no longer had the freedom to gain that knowledge. So only these priest people, they had the importance, that freedom to gain the knowledge. The Varna system restriction become very hard in course of time. So the Varna system include Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra and untouchable people. A person of social position was decided by Varna system into which he was born rather than by his achievement. So this is the Varna system. So any person who is born in this was born rather than by his achievement. That is why from Upanishads period we see that attempts were made to give a wider scope to religious thoughts and not restrict it only to yajna rite. However, the thought in Upanishad focused on the extreme and existence or nature of soul. It was difficult for ordinary people to understand. So whatever was there in the Upanishad, the normal people, they were not able to find it very easy. So this gave rise to different sects that emphasize the worship of particular deities. For example, the Shaiva sects of Shiva worshippers and the Vaishnava sects of the worshippers of Vishnu. Different Puranas were written with reference to these deities. So in these Puranas, the different deities were written. Certain trends around the 6th century BCE made attempt to express religious thoughts in such a way that the common man would understand it easily. Now, to understand a people the concept very easily, so it was taken in around 6th century BCE. Many people realize that every person is free to find way of his own upliftment. This led to the establishment of new religion. So, what do you mean by the word upliftment, student? Here means to improve socially or morally. So, all these things was taken in 6th century. Understand? So, by this way, the new establishment, a new trend came in the religion. Okay. This religion emphatically stated that discrimination on the basis of caste has no place in an individual upliftment. Now here students, emphatically means what? In a forceful way. Okay. These regions have in a forceful way stated that discrimination means unjust on the basis of the caste has no place in an individual's upliftment. So there was no discrimination based on the caste. Now the work of Vardhaman Mahavir and Gautam Buddha is of special importance among the proponents of new thought. Proponents mean what? Advocates who advocates new things. Okay, students. India in the 6th century BC, rise in Jainism and Buddhism. So let's see the first one, Jainism. Jainism is one of the ancient religions in India. This religion gives importance to the principle of non-violence. According to the Jain tradition, a person who reveals religious knowledge is known as Tirthankar. So what is known as? A person who reveals the knowledge of that Jain tradition is known as the Tirthankar. Tirthankar means who made the path for others to follow is known as the Tirthankar. There are 24 Tirthankars in all. Vardhaman Mahavir is the 24th Tirthankar in the Jain religious tradition. So, Vardhaman Mahavir is the 24th Tirthankar in the Jain religious tradition. Vardhaman Mahavir 599 BCE to 527 BCE. There was a Mahajanapada known as the Vriji in what is known as the state of Bihar today. So where it is? It is in the Bihar today, the state known as the Vriji. Its capital was Vaishali, and that its capital was what? Vaishali. Vardhaman Mahavir was born in Kundagram, a part of Vaishali. In the Vaishali capital, he was born there, and his father name was Siddharth and mother name was Trishala. Vardhaman Mahavir left his home and all comforts for the attainment of knowledge. So he was living in a very good comfort, and without looking for to his comfort, he just left his home. He attained enlightenment after 12.5 years of rigorous tap. Now here students, what do you mean by the word enlightenment? Means to explain something clearly. Then, so he take after enlightenment after 12.5 years of rigorous tap. So he did a tap for that, tapa. This knowledge was pure or keval. Therefore, he is also known as Kevali. So he has enlightened that knowledge. It was very pure or keval. So he was known as Kevali. He was called Jina or conqueror. Why he was called a Jina or conqueror? Because the joy derived from physical comforts and the discomforts felt due to undesired things had no impact whatsoever on him. So he has left the comfort and he came to the path of that, and he take the tapa. That's why he was known as the Jina or the conqueror. So which felt to the undesired thing that has no impact whatsoever on him. So he left, so he has no impact on that whatever things he has left. The term Jain derives from the word Jina. Vardhaman is said to be Mahavir because he had the resilience, means the courage. What was the courage? To conquer all passions. After the attainment of knowledge, he preached for about 30 years to explain the essence of religion to people. So, How much year it took, students? Almost 30 years to explain the trends or the essence of the religion to people. To make it easy for people to understand it, he spoke to them in Ardhamagadi, a people's language. So in those time, that one language was there that people used to understand, which was it? Ardhamagadi. So Mahavir also used to spoke with them in the same language so that the people would understand it very easily. The religion that he expounded laid stress on good conduct. The essence of his teaching for good conduct is contained in the 5 great vows, Pancha Mahavratas, and the 3 jewels, 3 Ratnas. Now, whatever Mahavir used to teach to the people, it was contained in the great five vows that was known as the Pancha Mahavrata, and the 3 jewels that was known as the 3 Ratnas. The assembly held by the Tirthankar to preach to people was known as Samavasaran. So whatever the assembly means, the group of people used to held by the Tirthankars to preach the people, what they were known as the Samavasaran in Ardhamagadi, in that language. And Samavasaran was based on equality. So on which it was based? It was based on the equality. People of all Varnas had entry to it. So we have seen the Varnas, the caste system. Okay, so it was not like that only that particular people has the entry to it, but all the people can sit in that uh, whatever the Mahavir used to preach to the people. So hope so you have understood this topic Jainism very easily. With picture I have explained you, students. Next thing that we will continue the Pancha Mahavratas in detail in the next lecture. So today I am ending this topic here only. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.